Hello and welcome to Awakening Consciousness Tarot. My name is Michael, and in this video I'm going to be doing a general reading for all signs for the 8th of February 2021. So it is a general reading, so take from it what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. The timing of the reading is also fluid, so if you come across the video after the 8th and you feel inclined to watch it, then there might be a message for you in the reading. For this reading I'm going to be using the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot deck. Also going to be using Power Animal Oracle cards and Healing with the Angels Oracle cards. So, the cards, quick shuffle and see what they have to say for today, the 8th of February 2021. So, messages for the 8th of February 2021, please. Right, so the first card is the Chariot. The Chariot is energy of forward motion, so moving forward just like a chariot. The charioteer here has two sphinxes in front of him. One of them is light, one of them is dark. So he's looked at all of the possible ways that things can go right. He's looked at all the possible ways that things can go wrong. He's made a calculated risk assessment, and then he's moving forward and is aiming for success and glory and everything that he or she is aiming to achieve. So that's the first card for today. And following on from that is the Page of Pentacles. So it's saying every journey of 1,000 miles, is it? I think it's a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So the Page of Pentacles is saying make a start with something, and it doesn't have to be enormous, just make a start, do something tangible just to start it off. So just to use an example, let's say you wanted to start an online business. You might start very small by checking to see if perhaps a domain name that you want for your website is available. So not building the whole website or anything like that, just something very small just to start the ball rolling. Let's see what else we get. We have Judgment. So a wake-up call from the universe. So it might, when this following on from the Chariot and the Page of Pentacles, it might be saying that life is moving you in a certain direction, and there might be, just to look at things from a slightly different angle, is to say that it might then be bringing you some information. So the page can also be to do with receiving news or receiving something like an email or a message or a phone call or something that heads you off, that sets you off in a new direction. So you see these kind of corpses or sort of half-dead people in their boxes. It's sort of saying, well, something might come along to sort of awaken you out of this. I mean, they're supposed to be dead, but it's sort of representing a form of sleep or unconscious behavior or being stuck in a certain way. So something is perhaps going to come along and catch your interest, catch your eye, and it can awaken something within you to move in a different direction or move towards something that has good potential with this Chariot. We have Temperance. So Temperance is to do with timing, divine timing, balance as well. So after this Judgment, it might be saying that there's something that's divinely orchestrated, that will lead you in a new direction, that will come about, just perhaps by like a small action or something small is going to start something big. So it's almost like the image I'm getting in my mind is, just pulling a bit of thread. Oh, what's this little bit of thread here? You pull on it and it leads to something more and something more and something more and something more. The one thing leads to another that's potentially divinely planned for you. And even more confirmation, there's the world. So a new start, a new beginning, a new cycle coming through very strongly. And it's that whole top row, there's 4 out of 5 cards are major arcana. So there's a very strong energy of something destined, something moving you in a direction that's just right for you. In this page, it can be little something like, let's say someone invites you to a party or invites you somewhere or something, or hey, why don't you check out this, I don't know, video on YouTube or whatever, and that leads to one thing and leads to another, and so on and so on. And then you look back 6 months later or a year later and you say, well, it was that little spark, that little thing that set off this whole chain of events. That's very much the energy I'm getting from this top row here. You have Strength, another major arcana card, so again, very powerful energy. Life moving you. So you see this lion, he's having his jaws opened by this angel, by this character here. So it's life sort of picking you up by the scruff of the neck and moving you in another direction. It's a slightly different energy from, say, the Tower, which is a kind of a bit more of explosive. This is a more sort of, things, circumstances, situations, and kind of push you in a direction that is beneficial for you. And the Wheel of Fortune, so it's even more, it's even stronger, there's definitely something destined here. Very strong sense of destiny here. Very, very strong. There's 7 cards and only one of them is minor arcana. The 10 of Swords, so the absolute end of something. Something has been completely and utterly put to bed. 10 swords in the back, done to death, done. Absolutely, I'm done with this, whatever it happens to be. So there is definitely the end of some cycle and the beginning of a new one of some description. There's a new dawn coming up over here. So something is, and underneath is judgment. So you see this kind of theme of death here. Death and rebirth. Yeah, the gift of rebirth, the gift of a new direction, gift of a new beginning, or a new chapter in life, or your journey through life. And another 10. So 10s represent completions of cycles. So this, you see this character here is quite burdened down by all these wands, and the wands represent experiences, action, so on. So underneath the Temperance card, this is suggesting that you take stock of everything that you've experienced and bring it all into balance as you're ready to move forward. So this can suggest, let's say, for example, you've been studying something and you study all the different aspects of your craft or your subject or whatever it happens to be, and in the end you bring it all together and then you move forward and you go out and you practice whatever that happens to be. So I don't know, let's say you're studying engineering, you study all the different subjects, and then you move forward, and then you actually start to use what you've learned to make something. So it becomes like a very tangible thing. So again, this Page of Pentacles is saying, right, you just make a start based on everything that you've experienced and you've gone through up until this point. And the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is about independence. It's not being dependent on anybody, moving forward here into your own freedom. So this character here, she provides for herself. She doesn't need anybody else. She's quite happy being single, being on her own. So this might have something to do with perhaps you're in a relationship where you don't feel happy. It's just an example, but let's say you're in a relationship where you're done. So this could be like, I'm in this relationship, I want to break up. You catch the person cheating or whatever, or they're violent to you or whatever, or just there is something that just says, now that is absolutely done, I can't go back to this, it's completely done. And it takes that burden off of your mind. Should I stay, should I go? It's a categorical, ending to whatever it happens to be. And then that after that ending comes a sense of freedom, and comes a sense of self-love and a sense of self-respect, and this new version of yourself. We have another page. So again, just another new start, another beginning. So the Page of Cups is a very childlike energy. It's very much like the inner child. There's an innocence there, wants to try new things, and underneath the strength, it's like there is a strength in that. Children have a certain amount of strength. When we become adults, sometimes we become our own worst enemy. Children don't really have that so much. So that's a good way to move forward, is to just say, well, I have internal value, and I have my sense of self. I've put to bed these things that were causing me strife, lighten the load, and then I just have a little bit of more of a light-hearted attitude, and that will enable and facilitate this rebirth. And these three cards just jumped out as I was saying that. It's the Magician, the Lovers, and Death. So this is very much about manifesting a new beginning and a new path. So the Lovers is about choice, as well as love, of course. Death is about the ending of something and the beginning of something new. So we have the Magician here. It's saying you might have been in a situation where you felt stuck, or you felt burdened, or you felt betrayed, and through your own volition, for your own will, you have manifested a new start, a fresh new start. And this is the card of a new start, the Fool. So unburdened, just heading off in a new direction. So when I was looking at this Page of Cups, I was thinking to myself, it's had very much the energy of the Fool in there, and that this has turned up as the next card is no surprise. Yeah, the Queen of Wands. So yeah, it's about, and definitely underneath this Ten of Swords, it's about self-respect. So and underneath the judgment as well, it's saying that perhaps you've been in a situation where you've been, you see these are people like, they're in coffins, they're half dead. Perhaps you've been half alive, perhaps you've been treated like one of these people, and you deserve better. This character here in the Nine of Wands, she, like I said, she knows her self-worth, she knows her value, as does the Queen of Wands. So just move forward with that. So just cut out, move away from this betrayal, from this burden, whatever this happens to be, and make a new start in something. And again, you have these 2 pages here, so it's okay to start small. Don't worry about it. The Emperor. So the Emperor can be father figure, authority. So maybe there was some kind of burden here, something out of balance with a masculine energy that you just couldn't deal with anymore, and you need to break out of it. I'm going to pull some more cards here around that to see exactly what the Emperor means in the context of this reading. Because it could be to do with being your own boss. This can be to do with, so the Emperor has gone through trials and tribulations. This is trials and tribulations. This is trials and tribulations. And then when enough of that has gone through, he's able to sit on this throne in his power. So that might be another way of looking at this card for this reading. Again, take what resonates with you and what you find helpful for your situation. Different for everybody. Yeah, so the Nine of Wands at the end, so it's just sort of saying, yeah, okay, perhaps you're just holding on a little bit to the last little kind of dregs or whatever of something, but it's okay to let it go. Yeah, and move into this. So with this Nine of Pentacles here and the Emperor coming across, saying, it's okay to be your own boss and to be free and not have people over you telling you what you can and can't do or whatever, if that's been a problem for you. So I'm going to pull another card on this Emperor. Yeah, Strength. So it's the latter of the 2 situations I was speaking about before. This is these tens, these conclusions of the sword suit and the wand suit, is to give you the strength to be able to sit on this throne and the strength to be able to hold this scepter. It's power that's been earned. It's not power that has been just given to somebody. So that's the Emperor. And this Nine of Wands. A card for the Nine of Wands, please. Clarifying card. You have the King of Swords. Yes, another energy of maturation. So going up to that throne, so going through the motions and absolutely earning your place on that throne. This isn't something that you've inherited. This is something that you have. This is a hill that you've climbed. It's a mountain that you've climbed. You sit there. You have the absolute right to hold this sword, sort of representing power, clarity, or whatever. It doesn't overbear you, and you don't use it to overbear other people. So it's the correct use of power. Let's see what the animal cards have to say. There you go, porcupine, innocence, free yourself of guilt and shame. So maybe that, yeah, this page is the Page of Cups to me particularly is a very innocent energy. Just quite happy to be a child, quite happy to be who they are. With this Ten of Swords in the middle, it can suggest, people saying nasty things about you, and it's unfounded. And you can take those, it's almost like these are like swords in the porcupine's back almost as well. You can just take those out, you don't need most of it's probably just their own projections anyway, so let that go. This guilt and shame might be heaviness on your back about being who you are. It's okay to be who you are. I think the animal card from yesterday's reading was the dragonfly. So again, it's just like be yourself. And don't let other people's ideas of you bring you down or drag you down. Let's let the angel cards have to say for this reading. Divine timing. So divine timing is also the card of temperance here. So this cycle has come to conclusion. It's come to conclusion, divine timing. I get the sense sometimes with the divine timing card it means wait, be patient. But I get the sense in this reading the divine timing means the time is now. This is happening now. So if that means something to you and you are coming into that sort of rebirth, that breaking free of all of this, then congratulations. All right, so that's the reading for today. I hope it's been useful. I'm going to post another reading tomorrow. If you'd like a private reading in the meantime, then there's a link in the description box. If you click on that, there'll be details as to how you can make a booking. So until tomorrow, I hope you have a good day, and I shall speak to you again then. Okay, bye-bye.